That Anshuk, we are already running campaigns on Meta to drive people to our brand websites. Should we run separate campaigns to drive them to our offline stores?
Came in online at some stage. We were one of the early adopters of online as well, because Mufti is actually a Hindi word.
Okay.
It's a Hindi word used by all our armed forces whenever they are not in uniform. That's how we launched in 1998.
Okay. Retail has been around for over 100 years, and Meta has been around for a couple of decades. The question then is, why are we now talking about omni-channel marketing? I get this asked from founders a lot of times, that Anshuk, we are already running campaigns on Meta to drive people to our brand websites. Should we run separate campaigns to drive them to our offline stores? To unpack this, I couldn't have asked for a better lineup of speakers than leaders from Meta and leaders from some of the fastest growing retail brands in India. Welcome to the AdYogi Meta Omnichannel podcast. Joining me today is Kamal. He's chairman and managing director at Mufti. Mufti is one of the largest retail brands in India, pivoting from a casual first approach to a more premium brand. I've had the fortune to interact with Kamal sir over the last couple of years. I've found him very, very curious. I find his questions very integrating. And he has been asking a lot of questions around how can we use Omni to drive store footfall and sales. Kamal, welcome to OmniTalks with AdYogi.
Happy to be here, Anshuk.
Very, very excited. My first question is around Mufti as a brand. Now, I know Mufti started in 1998, driven the brand for the last close to 30 years. We've had a little bit of a movement towards premium positioning of Mufti as well. Tell us about Mufti as a brand. Maybe a little bit story about the name of the brand as well. I know we have a very interesting story there. And how has the brand grown over the last nearly 3 decades?
This is a question which needs a day to answer. You're talking about 30 years of my life. So I entered the business back in 1992, Anshuk, and that entry was that aroused a need in me for the type of fashion that I was looking for was not available in the market. And, there I thought that there are enough people like me looking for young fashion. But at that time, the market was not evolved and there were not enough brands in the market providing the kind of fashion that we wanted. So that's when I entered the business. First generation entrepreneur, I borrowed some money from my aunt and I took the plunge. And we went on, we did well, but not really from the fashion background, so to say. I loved the song called Broken Wings from this band Mr. Mister, and I named the brand Mr. Mister. And menswear actually goes through a very radical shift every 20-25 years.
I can understand.
Prior to that, men wore loose fit clothes and chinos, checks, etc. And in the mid-90s, men were beginning to get very adventurous again and go short on their shirts, go slim, go slim fit trousers, etc. And so we saw this trend coming in, and what we were doing or what we wanted to do was very different compared to what was available in the market. So we chose to call the brand, rechristen it Mufti, and launch Mufti. And the reason to do that was because Mufti is actually a Hindi word. It's a Hindi word used by all our armed forces whenever they are not in uniform. For example, the police, navy, military, all the armed forces. The police would say, sir, kal mein raid marne jana hai. Should we come in uniform or should we come in Mufti?
Oh, wow.
So technically, we are both in Mufti right now, as per the meaning of this Hindi word. And it's one of the words which has been incorporated in the English language, just like Guru, Pandit, Kari. So Mufti, in the Cambridge dictionary, the meaning is civilian clothes. So we chose to call the brand Mufti because what we were doing was very different from the others, and we gave it a tagline, everything else is a uniform. So that's how we launched in 1998. Because we launched with something that was very different and very expressive from what the market had to offer. And honestly, at that time, we were written off by the trade. They said that this guy has gone crazy and this is not going to work. Short shirts, slim fits, it's just not going to work. And we requested retailers to give us some space on their shelves. And we told them, if it sells off, give us the money, otherwise give us the goods back. Luckily for us, the consumer was ready for that kind of fashion, and products flew off the shelves, and there was no looking back after that. that's how we started. We've had an endless list of firsts that we've done. This was
Absolutely.
one of the things that we, introduced the Indian consumers to,
Okay.
and a lot of other things. Just
Okay.
like stretch jeans were never made for men; they were made for women. We were one
Okay.
of the first guys to start making stretch jeans for men because we
Wow.
said, why wouldn't men want the comfort? And no one
Absolutely.
made it back then. And we launched jeans on the basis that we had stretch jeans for men.
Okay.
And that's how we have been always pivoting the brand with offering
Yes.
something which is not available with
Yes.
other brands and it's a little exclusive to ours. And that is how when we were small, we slowly, inched and we got more and more space on the shelves with our retailers.
Yes, oh, very interesting indeed. Mr. to Mufti, and everything else is uniform. This is very, very interesting story, Kamal. I also want to talk about Mufti as a brand. I know you started as retail first, and for the longest journey, we were looking at store expansion. I know for the last many years, we have now started focusing on online as well. How do you see both the channels sort of balancing each other? What do you see as pluses and minuses, or where do you see the real growth coming in as well?
So we entered retail in 2006, and for the first few years, even retail for us was bleeding.
Okay.
But during that time in 2008, when Lehman Brothers happened, we took. I'm just going a
Yes,
little
yes.
off to
Would love to hear
build
that.
it up.
Yeah, 100%.
So that was the time when Lehman Brothers happened, and suddenly, the banks walked out on us. We were left with no funds, and we wanted to quickly expand retail at that time to reach a critical mass, so that we could do mass advertising, etc., and get the brand known
Okay.
to get footfalls into our stores. So that's how we started offline, and then came in online at some stage. We were one of the early adopters of
Yes.
online as well with the e-commerce partners. But at that time, e-commerce was typically driven by discounts,
Yes.
largely.
Yes.
And as an offline player, we didn't push too much in the online space because we didn't want to cannibalize into the profits of the brand. So online was used as a slow channel of movement
Okay.
to widen the reach for the brand. And it wasn't really pushed as a medium to push sales.
Okay.
However, things are changing now,
Yes.
and the consumer is getting conducive for full price sales, and also the digital mediums and platforms such as Meta have evolved.
Yes.
And they help us reach the right consumer with the right message at the right time.
Yes.
So now I think is the right time to give it a push. And over the last 1 year, we have been doing that. And we are seeing very rapid growth in our online sales, at least.
Yes, yes, absolutely. We've also seen the transition from seeing online as just a discount channel, and now we see a lot of brands seeing online or direct to consumer channel as actually pushing your newer inventory, pushing your full price inventory, because that's where you have sort of a captive customer coming on your website and really making that purchase vis-a-vis maybe a marketplace as well.
Absolutely.
Tell us one more thing, Kamal, that we have also been pushing a lot on driving growth in our stores. And I know store marketing is something which even AdYogi has been working with you over the last many quarters. What are some of the, how do you see media mix happening at the store marketing? Do you invest in offline? Do you invest in online? How do you decide that mix? Or how has the online journey, if I may ask so, for the store marketing been for Mufti?
See, over the last 1.5 year, things have changed dramatically. And as of now, we are more than 90% spend. More than 90% of our spends are on the digital platform.
Wow. Okay.
Because everyone,
Yes.
you, me, or every other consumer is there on these platforms.
Yes.
And it's about making enough noise in such a noisy place to be able
Yes.
to be seen there.
Yes.
And being present in a small way is not really going to help the brand. So we've focused all our budgets on the digital platform to give it a push.
Yes.
For online and offline both. And now that we have the possibilities to be able to reach out to consumers and drive footfalls to our stores,
Yes.
and we see that possibility,
Yes.
we've taken a leap of faith.
Absolutely.
And we've put everything out there,
Yes.
to get the consumer to the stores.
Yes.
We are yet to see the results for that, Anshuk, but
Yes.
I'm very, very confident The
Yes.
consumer is there if your content is right,
Yes.
if you're reaching them with enough of a frequency,
Yes.
I'm sure you'll be able to drive them to the store. If your value proposition is good
Yes.
and you are passing on the right message through your
Yes.
content, I'm sure
Yes,
it's going to
yes.
happen. It's only a matter
Absolutely.
of time.
Absolutely. I think Mufti has a long legacy of being the early mover in a lot of things. I hear Mufti talking about slim fits for the first time. You also spoke about launching online early in the journey. And now we are talking about launching omni-channel early in the journey. I also want to call out that a leap of faith is what it takes to start something new. And I know that Meta recently has been focusing a lot on running ads on Facebook and Instagram in the vicinity of the store and making people walk into the store and make purchases. The jury is still out, like you said, in terms of the actual footfall increment, but that's how most of the innovation gets done. Somebody has to sort of start it for the first time.
Absolutely.
My follow-on question, just double clicking on what you just said, Kamal. What are some of the learnings we have had now that we are one of the early movers to actually get this up and running? What have been your learnings running some of those omni-channel campaigns on digital? What are some of the do's and don'ts? Anything which you have seen working? Any way of measurement? Any content which you have seen working? Anything which our viewers will find useful? I know there are a lot of brands out there who are yet to start their omni journey, and they will find this very interesting.
So I would say I'm just on the beginning of the learning curve, Anshuk, to be honest, because this is something very recent that we have jumped into, and we see a lot of attribution happening
Yes.
to the efforts that we are putting in on the Omni front. And we are yet to see, the real shift in numbers
Yes.
in terms of the overall increments that we are going to
Yes.
see.
Yes.
But the early signs are very positive.
Yes.
I'll tell you what we are doing as a brand. We are on a journey of premiumization.
Yes.
We see premiumization happening all around us.
Yes.
And to remain an influential force in fashion and relevant in where we are in the consumer's journey as their aspirations grow, we realize that we need to pivot the brand
Yes.
towards a more premium brand, because that's what we truly are from within. That's where our mojo lies, in
Yes.
giving products that are different and new and creative to our consumers, and that's how we find our tribe.
Yes.
So for that, we've made three big changes in terms of the brand identity, in terms of the merchandise architecture,
Yes.
and in terms of the retail identity, which is a completely new, revamped store, and to immerse the consumer in the brand, the Mufti 2.0, so
Yes,
to say,
absolutely.
where the fabrics are more richer, sophisticated, the look is elevated. So it's
Yes.
all very different. Now, to convey this to the consumer is
Yes.
very important, because
Absolutely.
a consumer may have a certain perception about the brand, but this is a very, very tough challenge that we've taken up upon ourselves. So on the physical front, it's very easy. One can see it.
Yes.
But how do we communicate this digitally?
Yes.
How do we show Anshuk something about the brand without seeming too selly or down market, or trying to push too hard?
Yes.
Where Anshuk can see that, okay, I've known this brand for a while, but I think something has changed about it. So you will experience us on Instagram, Facebook, and maybe then experience us on our website. And then whenever you walk into a mall
Yes.
near your in your neighborhood and you see the store, you'll walk in, and that's how we'll end up converting you. So that
Nice.
is what we believe that we're going to achieve by giving it a push on the Omni space.
100%. I really like that thought from Mr. to Mufti 2.0. I think the brand has come a very, very long journey. I have one last question for you, sir. More, I think, sort of bringing it from the discussion we have had. Tell us a little more about what role has Meta played in the journey of the online or offline, the growth of Mufti over the last many years.
Oh, Meta has played a very, very crucial role. I would say it's been a partner all along. And today and going forward, I see Meta being not just a media channel, but a growth partner for us. And like I said, more than 90% of our investments are in the digital space.
Yes.
And we're using Meta and platforms like that to promote the brand. It's the best way to, like I said earlier,
Yes.
uh, due to the hyperlocal targeting,
Yes.
we are, I'm confident we'll be able to reach the right consumer with the right message at the right time. And if we can do all three of these, success is bound to come.
One, absolutely. I think that's a great point. This has been a very, very interesting discussion. I have learned so much more about Mufti. We spoke about Mr. Mufti, Mufti 2.0. We also saw that Mufti has been one of the first ones in a long list of things, right? From starting Slim Fits in India to actually focusing on online and now focusing on omnichannel. I think it was very, very interesting for me to learn today that even for a brand with such a big legacy as Mufti, they are investing 90% of their AdEx on digital to drive offline sales and footfall. Thank you so much, Kamal, for this very interesting discussion today. I would also like my viewers to know that stay tuned. We have more episodes coming in where we'll have leaders from some of the fastest growing brands in India talk about how they have implemented omnichannel as a strategy to drive retail footfall and sales. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.